We're live as ever on a Thursday evening. Welcome back. Being live on Sheffield Live TV means, of course, that for those who watch this show back on YouTube or whatever, you'll need to know that's a recording because Sheffield Wednesday are playing as we speak in the Carabao Cup at Sunderland in 15 minutes time.
They are indeed,
and
yeah.
I know we've got Owls fans tuning in because this is ideal pre-match preparation with our major guest this evening.
Yeah.
Chris Marples, the former Derbyshire wicketkeeper and Chesterfield goalkeeper, has been talking in the first half about the Owls' goalkeeping situation.
Absolutely.
It's created a lot of debate.
We'll see how they get on. Well, later on. I mean, unfortunately, and I'll be giving a little sports roundup. I've not got a crystal ball, so I won't be able to predict how the Owls get on. But fingers crossed.
But you'll know, and we won't, if you're watching it on playback, so to speak. Mentioning Sheffield Wednesday, I must give a really honourable mention to this. Quid a Goal, a group of Owls fans have come together. That's the Twitter site that you can follow this on, at Quid a Goal. And this group of Owl supporters are donating £1 for every goal that Sheffield Wednesday score this season. And they're donating to 3 charities benefiting from that. The Sheffield Children's Hospital charity, to WPC Cancer charity, and to the Sheffield Mind charity. So brilliant, absolutely brilliant effort. And let's hope Wednesday gets...
I hope he scores some goals.
Shed load of goals this season.
Absolutely.
To sort of swell all those charitable efforts. Well done, everybody involved in that. And so, Chris, James is a bit of a sporting all-rounder himself, golfer, cricketer, and you name it. I don't know.
Sure about that. Not next to this man. No chance.
I mean, this fella, I don't know whether, to put it into perspective, you can believe that anybody could play professional football and professional cricket and do it all the way.
It's weird because in sort of my generation, I'm not saying that in a, it's just sort of a, oh, look how old you two are. I'm not saying it that way. I'm saying
that's how it's
way. I'm not. There's no other way of saying it. It's weird because I don't think that you just couldn't do it now, could you? You couldn't do it.
No, not at all, no.
And I think it's a shame because you do see, I know some of the cricketers, Johnny Bairstow, great, he was a great footballer, and when he was a kid, he was at Leeds as a kid. And, obviously he's a talented wicket-keeper and whatever. Yeah. But it's a shame that he can't...
But I hear things like people now are being told by academies at 12, 13-year-old, make the choice, you can't play both.
Yeah.
Now that's just sad.
What were you told that you were better at and that you should pursue in your youth?
I'm still told now that I was better at cricket, but I only lasted 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think? What were you better at?
I love cricket. I loved the cricket. The football got paid for 12 months, Alan, to be quite honest. Cricket only got paid for 6. You've got to find another job in that time.
Yes.
But I think the main thing is that we won promotion at football first season. Yeah. In my first season, I was on a low wage, but we was on something like £90. Yeah, £90 a win and £90 appearance, and all of a sudden your money was going up.
Brilliant.
So to win the championship for your own club, it was amazing. I don't think I realised, probably to a couple of years, what I was doing. No. I was like, I'm playing football. I'm playing football. It wasn't.
A lot of people have done it though, hadn't they? A lot have done it. We said you were one of 140.
Yeah. But at like 19, 18, 19, 20, and you're thinking, this is easy. I sometimes regret that. Is that probably I didn't take it in as much as I should have done. I probably didn't focus as much as I could have done.
If you'd have concentrated on one more than the other, do you think it would have taken you further? Which would that have been, do you think?
I don't know. As I say, everything was just happening so quick. I was in the first team at football after 4 weeks. Jim broke a finger. Jim Brown broke a finger. I got in the foot, and I stayed in the whole season. When I got to Derby in April, I missed after about 4 games, I scored a few runs in second team, done okay behind the stumps. Bernie Mayer at the time, who took over from Bob Taylor. He was struggling a bit. He'd got some personal issues, and I got in the side there, and I kept in there till the end of the season. Then I had to go back to football, and I was straight in the season again. And everything was happening quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just straight, it was straight. It was like fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't like my careers. It was like fun. It was
just
like
enjoying yourself all year round.
I was just enjoying it.
There's similarities.
I
of
just
course.
enjoyed it.
The
yeah.
diving save, the take.
Yeah,
The moving ball to anticipate. There's lots of.
And you're keeping
similar
yourself
skills,
fit, I
isn't
suppose. You know, I mean,
Yeah, but I still had to do my 3-mile run when I went to
Yeah.
cricket, because that's all you basically did pre-season.
that it?
At cricket, we used to go around the race course and do a
3 mile.
3-mile run.
Is that all?
That was it, and we'd do some shuttles. That was basically
And
it.
it's
then
all flat as well
And then
down
you were
the
all
race
batting and bowling. But so you did all that, but it wasn't like a job for me. It wasn't like I perhaps took it too
Not seriously enough.
not seriously enough. No,
Really?
no, probably not. Yeah.
You liked a social life, didn't you?
I did love the social life. I did like a social life.
There you go.
I
Truth
did,
for
yeah.
that.
I did like a social life. Probably too much.
Right.
But, I'd get up the next morning to play and I'd have had a drink, which we was allowed to drink. Now, as we say, talking about the game situation, how it's changed. The lads now at cricket, I was talking to Graham Welsh a few years ago when he was at Derby, and he was willing for the lads to go and have a beer. Because when you used to go after a day's play, you'd go in the bar and you'd be stood talking to Viv Richards.
Yeah.
And you learn so much about these guys. You can learn so much about the game. That's gone. That's gone. They don't socialise with each other like that.
Yeah.
Now they go and have an ice bath with a Lucozade.
Yeah, exactly.
We used to have a drinks list.
It was part of the culture.
The
the county circuit. There were guys.
Drinks list. So who did that? The 12th man?
The 12th man at tea time used to come with a drinks list. And it used to be, more or less, 11 pints of bitter and a pint of lager, or other way around. It was what? Yeah, so that was, and you used to have that straight after the game.
Yeah.
That was waiting for you. When you came off the field to play, that was waiting for you.
That was only a starter, wasn't
That
it?
was a starter.
For 10.
And when you was playing away and you're in hotels, and you'd have a few more. And you was expected to go and see the sponsors. I don't know whether the guys go and see the sponsors now.
It's amazing how you guys turned out in the morning for
We weren't that bad.
day 2
Yeah.
of a championship game and day 3.
Day 3, yeah.
I mean, the number of fast bowlers that used to run up with a crushing headache and hangover, and wicket keepers.
They weren't that bad. There was we
you
had a
not?
drink. No, we wasn't that bad.
Legendary.
We did have a few drinks. We had a few social drinks, but yeah, you was always ready to play the next day. You was always you couldn't be anything else. If you've got Malcolm Marshall coming out here at 90 mile an hour, you couldn't be anything else.
No.
What used to happen is that if you was batting, you wouldn't go out that night. So if you were batting the next day, you'd have a couple of beers and that'd be it. If you'd been bowling all day, then they used to go and have a beer. Or if you batted all day and you feel it, so it used to work that way. It used to work that way.
Wicket keepers never get a break.
Wicket keepers, that was the thing. I should have not gone out as much, but I went out both.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I mean, as I say, no, you was never in a state. You was never in a drunken state.
You used to smoke
There's
as
a lot
well,
about
didn't you?
I did.
I remember
Yeah,
that,
so
But that was common in those days, wasn't it?
They used to give them you, didn't they? I mean, we used to turn up.
Benson Edges Cup and all that
We used
stuff,
to turn
wasn't it?
up for
Yeah.
John Player League,
Yeah.
and there'd be a box of 200 and some cigars on the table.
It's incredible.
And the lads used to, and the Bensons. So you used to love having a run in the Bensons as a smoker.
Yes.
And the John Player League used to look forward to Sunday because they'd last you all week.
It's incredible.
So yeah, so they used to give you them.
I
So
used to enjoy the Embassy World Professional Snooker
yeah,
Championship.
exactly. But
Stock up on cigarettes for a year from the 2
but, I mean, the game, as I say, the game has changed so much; it's unbelievable. But them guys could play. I mean, when you think about when I look at the players I played with and I played against, it was an honour.
a lot of first-class games as well. You look now, and if someone's played 100 games, they're considered almost like a senior
Well,
pro.
you used to play. The games used to start Saturday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And in between, you'd have a John Player League. Now, that wasn't necessarily at that ground.
Yeah.
So you could have to pack your kit after a Saturday, go somewhere else, come back there on the Monday and play the two. And then you'd go straight to a game on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Relentless.
And then you'd go Saturday, Monday, Tuesday again. And then, so you could play. I think we played at some stage, like 17, 18 days on the trot, 17 days on the spin.
Crazy, isn't it?
And, without any rest. So you could be away for all that time. You could be away from home for all that time. So,
Who stands out, the people that you've met and you've played against in both sports, football and cricket?
in cricket, was amazing. At 2 years, about 20 odd games, I think I played first class. Played against Malcolm Marshall. Played with Michael Holding. played against Vivian Richards, Ian Botham. These guys were like top of the tree. And there's me, a lad from Sheffield, mixing in with these. It was amazing. It was just.
And you were keeping Sir Michael.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, Michael. Yeah. I mean,
What a
Michael
lovely
he actually picked me up one night. I was playing football. We played football on a Saturday. We was at Saltergate, and Michael waited outside for me. He wouldn't come and watch football because he couldn't stand it.
Right.
So he come and picked me up, and then we drove down to Southampton for a live John Play League game the Saturday, on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So you'd be up and down all the time. But yeah, so you got these guys. I mean, Malcolm Marshall was, he was quick.
Yeah.
And then you've got the others. There's Sylvester Clark's.
Yeah.
I mean,
a player.
horrible, bang, straight in, coming through to the rear. So I was very honoured, to be fair, to think that I actually went on a cricket field with these guys.
Yeah.
And it's time after when I thought, I wonder what could have happened. I wonder what could have happened at cricket.
If only
if I
Salford's were
hadn't
around
have
in
had
those
football.
Yeah, I know.
If I hadn't have had football, would I have done more with cricket? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. And then football-wise, there was a young lad from Southampton when I played at York who came on, I don't know whether his debut, but I think it was his first goal, Alan Shearer.
Oh, no.
So, as a young kid, 18-year-old kid, and you used to look forward to this like League Cup games, what there was, because you got a chance of playing against these, and they used to play the sides.
Yeah.
And then at the end of my career, when I've gone on to Emley, we get an opportunity to play in the third round at FA Cup, and after 11 years as a pro, I only got to the third round once. And I go on league with Emley, and we've played 9 games to get to the third round, and we get to play West Ham away.
Yeah.
And you've Rio Ferdinand, you've Frank Lampard, you've John Hartson, you've all them guys. And like, at that age, I mean, I was 30 odd, I don't know. And to play that, it was like...
Appreciated that more.
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah. That weekend was amazing. To go down there and watch that. And I took some friends down with me, and we stopped in the Thistle Hotel in London, and the club put us all up.
Yeah.
Emily were fantastic, for us for that. It was
Brilliant.
to do that for a group of lads who were earning a few quid playing football on a Saturday in front of 50 odd at Emily, to go down there 20,000. And Emily took 3,000. I don't know where they all come from, but they took about 3,000 people.
3,000 people.
And then you look. I remember looking at the scoreboard at 89 minutes. West Ham 1, Emily 1.
Yeah.
And then Hartson scored a winner in last minute.
Freeze that moment.
And yeah, it was amazing. And then, again, when you go back in the dressing room, and the lads it should have been a best day, but the lads were drained. They were absolutely gutted. The lads were all gutted, all non-league lads, and they were all going to work the next day. And people had been up there and done nights and having to go and fireman. There's a fireman there who's been putting a fire out night before, and we're playing at West Ham. And then Harry Redknapp came in, and he was fantastic, and he cheered us all up. He said it's one of the hardest games they'd had at that time. So in January, I think they was unbeaten at home at that time, and we get them a fright of their lives. And they gave us a free bar in the social club round the corner. And they didn't just give it for the players, they gave it for the supporters who were down there as well, who gone on the team buses, because we all went into the hotel. So that was really, really special.
Unforgettable.
Yeah, really, really special. But no, some special people when you think, John Wright as well, who's fantastic. I mean, he's one of the top coaches now, T20s, Derbyshire T20 coach. To play with him, Hull Mortensen, I mean, a Dane, to play with him, and but fantastic players and great people. Jeff Miller, I mean, another local guy.
Became the England selector.
That's right, yeah.
Very
Chairman
well.
selectors,
Good,
did well.
good after dinner speaker as well.
Yeah, he's a good after day. He
Very
uses
good.
me a few times.
Good stuff. Well, we'll come back to Chris. Chris runs, if you ever fancy facing bowling at 90 miles an hour, this is the man who can fix it. It's got an indoor cricket centre, okay?
Fantastic.
At Chesterfield. Proper padded up and everything.
just
And yeah, I'm gonna have a go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a go.
We'll make sure we take a camera. Have you got that?
Life in my,
Phil? Yeah.
life in my hands.
You can put it. I do put it on sometimes and let the kids stand well out the way and put it on at 99 mile an hour and watch it. And the kids are like,
Yeah, unbelievable.
they play that all the time.
Yeah.
And that, you know, it just shows them how quick it is.
Yeah.
Right. Not that fast. I reckon 50.
50's.
50's quick
50's
enough.
good enough.
And that's what spin bowlers bowl.
Yeah, and more,
50.
and quicker.
Yeah, and
A
quicker.
free bowled at 70 odd mile an hour, they bowled his quick ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. I've talked my way into a bit of bother there. What you got going
Brilliant.
on
I just
this
hope
week?
I just hope we get that on film. There's plenty going on. Almost 12 months ago, you might remember that Chris Wilder and Daniel Farke had a bit of a run-in at Bramall Lane. It was because the Norwich bus turned up a little bit late and the kick-off was delayed and it was late handing in the team sheets and Chris wasn't very happy.
It was all time wasted and play acting.
There was,
during
and
the
it
game.
all just, and then I think the Blades got their revenge at Carrot
did,
Road later
yeah,
on.
I mean-
But he's sort of, he's buried the hatchet, Chris Wilder, today. He stopped just short of sort of going for Delia Smith and balls last time. But anyway, but yeah, so Norwich City are the visitors to the Lane on Saturday. Of course, the Blades went down on penalties to former manager Nigel Adkins' Hull on Tuesday. But fans seemed by and large pretty pleased with Oliver Norwood, who's sort of added to that engine room.
Terrific, absolutely terrific. I mean, wow. Were you there? Or did
And
you
no,
see
I
that?
wasn't, unfortunately, no. And
I mean, opening seconds.
Yeah.
Gets the ball, starts orchestrating, wants it all the time. Every ball's going to a man. Most of them are progressive. I mean, you know, I know you
Coots,
can
Fleck and
sort of-
Norwood, I saw your column today.
Yeah, you wonder about
mouth-watering.
that. It really is, really. I mean, but he was playing more in the Coots sort of
Yeah.
deep line role. But certainly, absolute class act. And, you know, I know it was only Hull and they'd made 9 changes.
Yeah.
But actually, I've never come away from a game feeling more positive about a team's prospects,
Yeah.
despite the eventual result. 'Cause
Result.
They started to create stuff and cross it. Anyway,
Of course.
it's your team, isn't it?
Yeah,
Your
well,
team.
of course. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Why am I talking about your team? You should
Of
be
course.
talking about your
Exactly.
team.
Well, of course. Well, Hull, not a bad weekend in Sheffield. A few days in Sheffield for them because they got a 1-1 draw at Hillsborough as well against Wednesday. As we mentioned, Wednesday just kicked off against Sunderland as we speak in the EFL Cup, and another toughie for them on Sunday. Brentford, tough place to go. Griffin Park away from home. Sheffield FC, they're in action against Marsk United this weekend. But what about Hallam? Well, I told you about their 7-0 opening sort of gambit in the league this season, won 7-0. They got knocked out of the FA Cup against Runcorn. And then on Tuesday night, 4-0 up, cruising against East Yorkshire Carnegie, flying. Thanks very much. Looking like it's going to be another comfortable victory in the league for Hallam. Floodlight failure then strikes. This is away from home. And it's got to get to 80 minutes for the result to stand. Well, they only were in the 63rd minute.
Right.
So match abandoned at 4-0 up. So I've not spoke to anyone from Hallam, but I can only imagine that they'll be absolutely seething.
That's not right, is it?
It shouldn't be.
There's
should it?
no
It
two
shouldn't
ways
be,
about
should it? It shouldn't be.
You know, if it's 1-0 or something, well, it's a bit of a freak. No suspicious circumstances.
Well, I mean, if that
Question
was the
mark?
case, you'd just turn the lights off when you were down, wouldn't you, every week? But anyway,
Yeah, 4-0.
we'll try and find out what's going to
That's
come
not
of that.
right, is it?
And
I
see-
must admit, I had not seen that.
Yeah.
So
Well, we'll
that's an
see what
interesting
East
story.
Yorkshire Carnegie have to say for themselves on that. Maybe they're going to give Hallam the points. We'll see. Of
think
course,
they should.
Sheffield United ladies as well. They're in action in the Continental Cup versus Villa. It's their first competitive game of the season. Still lots of tickets for that. So if you want to see Carla Ward's newly assembled team in action, that's the place to you go on the Blaze website and get some tickets. Rugby League, Eagles' last visit last season. It was an exciting one. Last minute drop goal saw them clinch the points. They won by 1 point against Swinton Lions last year. We'll be hoping for the same this season. That's of course because they lost to Lee last weekend by about 60 points in the end. So not good. They want to bounce back from that. In hockey, well, you've told me to cover this, but the season doesn't start for another couple of weeks. So, but when it does,
Right,
I promise you, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
And we'll finish off with some golf. Alex Fitzpatrick. Well, you might remember Matthew Fitzpatrick, brother, of course, Ryder Cup player, European Tour star. He won the US Amateur 5 years ago in 2013. He was the first British player to win that tournament in 113 years. Well, his younger brother, Alex, who's off to Wake Forest University on a scholarship, he's now into the last 32 of the US Amateur Championship at Pebble Beach, the scene of so many famous golfing triumphs, and he's in the last 32 against Jesus Montenegro of Argentina at the moment, and the last time we looked, he was all square through 8 holes. So that's a fantastic achievement in itself, getting to the last 32 of the US Amateur. So hopefully he can do it. So all the best to Alex.
Good luck, Alex. And Yorkshire playing?
Yorkshire are playing. We'll check the score in the T20.
Latest
Of course,
score?
they need to win tonight, do Yorkshire, if they've got any chance of getting to the knockout stages. And Northants have got 4 balls left, 155 for 8. So probably just under par slightly, I think, there. But yeah, so all depends.
Okay. So
We want to get back to this.
This is the cricket.
Exactly.
Well, he's got a dual role now, coaching Barnsley Woolly Miners Welfare
That's right, yeah.
cricket team at a good level.
Yeah. South Yorkshire Premier League, yeah.
Brilliant.
And running a cricket centre at Chesterfield, yeah?
Chesterfield, yeah, Cricket Hall, yeah.
So this cricket hall, you've got the bowling machine.
Yeah, we've 4 bowling
the
machines.
matting
Yeah, with 4
wicket,
bowling
everything.
machines, it splits into 4. The room splits into 4. That can also open up to have 2 long lanes, so you can practice your bowling as whatever. So I've had it back. I had it before while I was still working, but then I decided I'd let it go, and then 5 years ago, things were happening in work. I wasn't enjoying work, and so I decided to go and see if I could get it back, and I've had it now 5 years.
Popular?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, this summer's killed me, Alan. This summer's killed me. Who wants to train inside?
Yeah.
With the wind, the weather we have had, it just killed me.
Yeah.
But winter, we're popular.
Winter,
and it's
yes.
busy. Yeah. And
You get some professional players?
yeah,
using
Ross
the
Whiteley
facility?
came in. He came in October before Ross, who's local to Sheffield, is now at Worcester. He came in and he wanted a couple of hours with me just to practice some hits, and before he went out to Bangladesh Premier League.
Nice.
And then from the Bangladesh Premier League, he went to the Pakistan Premier League. So he comes in. Ben Slater calls in. He's not been in for a while, but he calls in now and again. So, yeah, there's some local that's come in. But
Well, I do fancy to try this, but the thing that occurs to me is, at least despite the ferocity of, say, Malcolm Marshall, who you mentioned, you're at least getting a clue where it's going because you're seeing his arm coming over, whereas a bowling machine doesn't have an arm that comes over, so
No.
you haven't got
You
a
can't
visual.
use that as an excuse.
no, well,
clue.
the only good thing about it is that when you set it up, it will bounce more or less the same spot every time.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas Marshall, he would bowl one through here, and
Yes.
the next one would probably hit you on the toe.
Yes.
And a very, very difference in very slight.
So you're adjusting it.
So you adjust it for it's mainly a drilling type situation.
Yeah.
So you use the bowling machines for like drilling things. So if a young lad or adults or whatever, if they're finding that they want to try and drive, then we can set it up, put it in there, and they can hit balls through there.
Yeah. So if you can line it up to bowl me a series of
I can
juicy
say
half
half volleys. Yeah, I can do that certainly.
Make him look good.
Yeah.
Pose.
That's right. They're easy enough. Them half volleys.
Thank you very much. I'd like a few 30-mile-an-hour half volleys
No.
to start with,
There.
and then we'll get on.
I've got
with
some
that.
exciting young kids who come down. There's some, there's some lads who are in the South Yorkshire, and then they've progressed to the Yorkshire setups at under 10s, under 11s, and so I've got some good lads. I've got some lads who are playing with Derbyshire, who come and they come down, and there's some talent goes down there. There's some talents and there's some good lads, and they can. They're not shy of having it at 70,
I can
80.
believe that. There'll be some talent there until the likes of you and I go there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Chris, you won't believe it, but our time has gone. And it's been a fantastic, thoroughly
great.
illuminating.
I'd have another hour.
Best part of an hour, worth another hour. A second innings sometime.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll get him to follow on.
2-day game.
Yeah.
2-day game.
2-day game. As we get in tests now, 2-day games.
Yeah.
James, thanks very much indeed. Thank you to
Cheers.
Chris. Another show next week. Meantime, this on my YouTube channel if you missed. See you. Bye-bye.